I've realized that Nigeria is all I have left. Yes, I've thought about it, I've looked at it, and it is true. Nigeria is all I have. In fact, indeed, it is all we have left. There's nothing like in local parlance, they say if you go there, there is no there. It's not remaining anywhere. Nigeria is all that we have left. Have you realized that in Nigeria today, your choices are limited? Yes, your choices are limited. And by the end of this video, it is my effort that you realize that before now, your choices have been limited. But going forward, it need not be limited. Yes, it is in our hands. We can make a difference. I'll start 5 years, for over the period of 5 years that I was living in my community, in the village, I saw where it started from. It all starts from secondary school. As a young man, as a young woman in Nigeria, you have two choices. When you leave secondary school, you can either go to the university if you have the sponsors, or you learn a trade. As a woman, you can learn how to make hair, how to bake cake. In fact, indeed, these days, even after of university, that's what you go and do. You go and learn some skill, one skill or the other. That's what you do. As a man, you also have two choices. You can either go to university or you go and learn a trade. For us in the village, what the options available to us then is that you can either go and become a laborer that mixes concrete. You can learn bricklaying. You can learn alumako work. That's doors, alumako doors, windows. You can learn tiling, plumbing. These and other crafts here and there. These are your options. If you wanted to think about maybe your grandma has hearing problem, you want to invest your time towards building a hearing aid, my brother, my sister, not in Nigeria, please, you will not find the support you need. For a few, you may find support, but largely, I'm talking for the largest number of us, you do not have what you need. Now, as a young man, this is something I've seen happen. Once you finish that secondary school, you now finally go and learn the trade. You move here and there, you try to find your way. Then at the end of the day, sorry, for the lady also, the third choice the lady has is that you can also get married. Yes, if you get married, then probably you can make your way out of poverty. So already on one side, that creates some pressure for the girl child, but we'll come back to that. So for the young man, you are finally, maybe you didn't have a sponsor to go to university, but yes, don't forget, I'm one more person that went to university. Going to university, you have two options. You either make the job or you get a job. If you want to get a job, we know your options. Most likely you will not find one, but if you are connected, you may find one. Now, if you decided to build or create the jobs yourself, then you will have the problems that I have had. You have a problem of energy, you have the problem of capital. So we can discuss that, but let's continue with this train of thought. So you've now decided to go the other route, you learn a trade. Or sorry, for the young guys, you can also japa. So finally, you learn a trade. You learn how to maybe do plumbing work. Then what you realize is that you make money, you make enough to get by, but you do not make enough to build a life for yourself. You can get by, get some affordable apartment here and there, but not enough to get a proper apartment to build a family as a young man. Then what you realize also is that now you need to get a wife that does not want you because you cannot afford to take her out of poverty. For example, assuming the girl in question was, unfortunately, we have made the table for her that way. Her options are just that simple, so, but let's leave these discussions. Let's focus on the real issue. Now, to pick up from the second part, I've established that in Nigeria, for the girl and the boy child, you have two choices. You can go to school or learn a skill. If you go to school, when you come out of the university, you still have two choices. You make the job, or you create, or you get a job. We all know how that will go. Now, what I want you to do for me now is that I want you to make an assessment. In my own community, I could count 3 secondary schools. Let's just assume that in those secondary schools, we have 200 pupils in each school, total from primary to secondary, 200 pupils per school. Now, in my community, you can count 600 pupils, for example. One community, we are not talking about the local government, we are just talking about a community. Now, you do the maths. I was in the university in 2016, I graduated. How many of us have graduated between 2016 and today? How many of us will graduate this year? Then how many of us are in secondary school now who will graduate and be faced with these same 2 choices that we have always had? If you look at it, you see that the number you will get is going to be crazy. And what is worse is that you realize that, you think we have a choice, which is there's nothing we can do about it. You are wrong. We do not have a choice in this matter, in the sense that there is something we can do about it and there is no choice about it. We have to do what we need to do, because the alternative is non-existence for all of us. We must do what we can do. We do not have a choice on this matter. It is luxury to sit down and talk about the history or the past of how we have tried and failed. That is luxury that we cannot afford at this point. Going forward, there is a lot that is possible, and it is all going to start when you and I realize that we are all we have and that we are enough. Now, how do I know we are enough? I want you to, after these 2 things, you calculate how many people you know in secondary school now, calculate how many people you know will graduate from the university this year, and then you tell me what is their future in this country. Then what I want you to do next is that I want you to go out of your house, on your street, or out of your shop on that street. Tell me the largest investment you will find in your space. I have done my own assessment. I've gone out of my street, I've looked, and I've seen that the largest presence in terms of investment, adding value to the community, were done by fellow Nigerians, you and I. We are the ones that provide the food. We are the ones that provide the support services. Your laptop spoils, who fixes it for you? You need food, where do you get it? Name one of the the day-to-day needs that was not provided for you by your fellow Nigerian. I put it to you, I'm telling you right now that we are enough. We are enough. We are all we needed. We've just not known up to this point. And we keep convincing ourselves that we are not enough. The past is the past. That is the history that we are going to change. And you and I are enough. Now, when you make that assessment, go to your street. What is the largest presence in terms of life-changing efforts? It is the effort of fellow Nigerians. I thought that this was the most I could see. Then I went to the market yesterday. It is incredible what we can do. I see Nigerians in the worst possible conditions. We make miracles happen. We've been given the worst. We've made the best out of it. I've seen it. Just go to your market. Go to any market, anywhere you are. We make miracles. Impossible conditions. We've made it happen. I've seen it. In your street, I guarantee that the largest presence for what is changing your life, what is making your life happen, was done by a fellow Nigerian. If you go to the market, fellow Nigerians every day in the streets doing their best. And I'm telling you that you and I, we are enough. We have a choice. It is a lie when you are being told that you do not have a choice. Regardless, remember, I'm telling you that when we have been given the worst, no light, bad roads, terrible roads, we insist that we must take care of our fellow Nigerians. In these conditions, we make it happen. We make it happen. I make it happen. You make it happen. You go all around the world. You go to the farthest lengths to make sure that you can provide that service for your fellow Nigerian. I'm telling you that the Nigerian spirit is indomitable. And I want you to know that your voice can be heard. But when will you make your voice heard? That is the only question. It is not if, it is when. And I'm telling you that we have an opportunity. My dear, will you make it count? This is a question that you have to answer for yourself. What is your own stake? What is your own position? What are the choices when you say it is not possible? When you say it's not possible, what really does it mean? Are you saying it's going to get better? I'm telling you that unless you do what I have seen you do, then that Nigeria where my dreams can be possible is going to be possible. Till then, till next time, I hope that you keep making the difference that I know that you can make and that you have been making. Thank you.